Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the chemistry online class. How are you children? Hope all are doing good. Today let's begin with a new chapter, chapter 16, water, a precious resource. Children, you all know about water, isn't it? Water is a precious, fundamental and an essential requirement for the existence of life. Water is found naturally, abundantly in our planet Earth. About 2/3 of our planet Earth is covered with water. That is why our planet Earth is called Blue Planet. Do you know 22nd March is celebrated as World Water Day? What is water? Water is a transparent, colorless, tasteless, inorganic molecule consists of hydrogen and oxygen, as the chemical formula of water is H2O. Water is an inexhaustible natural resource, so we can say that water is life. Moving on to the availability of water. We know that 2/3 of our total Earth surface is covered with water, but only a few percentage, about 2 to 3%, is suitable for human purposes. The other 97 or 98% of water is available on ocean, rivers, seas, ponds, glaciers, etc. Let's see what is the availability of fresh water in our planet Earth. Let's see the availability of fresh water in our nature. About 97% of Earth's water is salt water and 3% is fresh water. Out of this 3%, 2% of fresh water is frozen and unavailable, and 1% is fresh water for our use. Out of this 1%, 1/3 is groundwater. Next is uses of water. We all use water for different purposes, especially in our everyday household uses, including drinking, washing, brushing teeth, gardening, cleaning, cooking, farming, industrial applications, etc. So, water is required for many purposes, as it is an essential requirement for the existence of life on Earth. Children, have you heard about water cycle? You already learned about water cycle in class 6. What is water cycle? The continuous journey of water in nature from earth to cloud and back to earth is called water cycle. Let's see what are the processes involved in water cycle. As you know, there is a lot of water in the earth, mainly in ponds, lakes, oceans, even in plants. So, when the sun shines and it becomes hot, the water from the ponds, lakes and oceans turns into water vapor. This process is called evaporation. That is, water turning into water vapor because of heat. The leaves of the plants also lose water from their surface because of the sun's heat. When water in the leaves becomes water vapor, it is called transpiration. All these vapors are very light and they rise high up in the sky, where they turn into small droplets of water because of cold temperature. This is called condensation. Millions of water droplets come together to form a cloud. Within the cloud, they keep bumping into each other to make bigger water drops. When the cloud becomes very heavy, because of these drops, it lets them fall on the ground in the form of rain or snow. This is called precipitation. These water drops, which we call rain, falls in the oceans, lakes and ponds, and some part of it also goes under the earth, which is called percolation. So the rainwater gets collected. The sun shines again, the water gets heated again, the clouds form again, and the rain happens again. Just like a cycle goes round and round, the water cycle also goes round and round. So, the continuous journey of water in the nature from earth to clouds and back to the earth is called water cycle. It includes evaporation, condensation and precipitation. Do you know water exists in three forms? What are they? Water is available in the form of three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. It keeps on changing its state in a cyclic manner in nature. Water exists in solid form mainly as icebergs. In our homes, we can get this state by cooling water in refrigerator. When we boil water, we get the gaseous form of water in the form of steam. Mainly, water exists in liquid form. We can see water in lakes, rivers and oceans. We use this state for many activities every day. Moving on to the sources of water. Mainly, there are three main sources of water. They are rainwater, groundwater and surface water. Rainwater is a major component of the water cycle. It deposits most of the fresh water on the earth. Surface water is the water above the ground. Rain fills water in streams, lakes, ponds, sea and oceans, etc. Surface water shall be consumed only after it has been properly filtered and disinfected. Next is groundwater. During the rains, some water seeps into the ground, which is called underground water. Groundwater is the water present beneath the earth's surface. Groundwater can be consumed using well, tube wells, hand pump, etc. We will learn more about underground water in the next class. So that's all for today's class. Hope all of you understood today's class. Go through the video URL, attend the test questions and copy the notes. Read the lesson well. See you in the next class. Thank you, children.